Facing Our Own Mortality: Visual Insights into the U.S. Causes of Death from 1999 to 2015 by Andrea McCarter, Sumit Sinha, and Sam Yeager. Using data collected by the CDC, this report attempts to create insights into the causes of death across the United States over time using info visualization techniques while addressing the following questions. First, how has mortality rate by cause of death changed over time? Second, what is the distribution of the mortality rate for a given cause of death? Third, what part of mortality is affected by preventable causes of death, portioned by degree of preventability? Starting at the national level, let's look at the mortality rate of the causes of death as they change over time. While it's clear that heart disease in red and malignant cancer in olive brown have shown marked reduction in recent years, the mortality rate of the remaining causes of death are often overlapping. The bump chart on the left helps to declutter some of the data. We can see, for example, that the mortality rate of aortic ruptures has decreased drastically, while accidental deaths have increased. As with many dashboards in this demo, the two charts are brushed and linked, and animation can be performed over the years. The chloropleth and abstract heat map show how mortality rate is distributed across the country. The chloropleth highlights if any geographic region shows any trends. Here, the southeastern part of the country seems to have a higher mortality rate overall compared to the rest of the country. Animating shows that this trend continues over time, and also that the overall national mortality rate reduces in more recent years. The abstract heat map shows the distribution of all causes of death for every state divided by region. Again, heart disease and malignant cancer take the top spots. Animating shows that a small subset of causes in the middle section, from about pneumonitis to HIV, reduce over time as well. We can also see that Washington, D.C. is an outlier on having high criminal and HIV causes compared to the states. The tree map indicates the relative proportion of the mortality rate by the size indicated in the chart. Color here represents the cause of death, and each cause is split up by state. Hovering over any of the items in the tree map, heat map, or chloropleth highlights all causes of death associated with that state. Selecting a state on the chloropleth or heat map filters the tree map to focus on contextual data for that specific state. State-level data is explored on the next dashboard. The line chart compares the mortality rate over time for each state, shown in gray, separately against the national average, shown in orange. The bar chart depicts the mortality rate of the top 10 causes of death for each state. Selecting an individual state highlights the linked data on the line chart and updates the top 10 causes for that state. The year can be animated to update the national map and the top 10 causes chart. Comparing the mortality rate by individual cause and geographic region gives insight into how mortality from different causes affect each region. The two line charts on top depict the mortality rates for two different causes of death plotted over time. Cause of death filters, located in the middle, can be utilized to specify the cause for each chart. The bottom left chart is a scatter plot of the rates of the two causes, comparing their pairwise effect on the indicated regions. The bottom right chart shows contextual data for individual states when a region is selected. Selecting a region in any of the other charts filters the region on this chart. To view the total change and percent change of mortality rate over time for all states simultaneously, a small multiples view is employed. The states are colored by region and aligned alphabetically. The cause of death can be filtered for a particular cause. Details on demand are available upon hovering. We now take a deeper dive into two specific causes of deaths, namely drugs and alcohol. The growth of drug-induced deaths, indicated in blue, compared to alcohol-induced deaths, indicated in orange, is disconcerting for some of the states shown in this chart. In particular, Kentucky, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and West Virginia show increased drug-induced deaths. The next dashboard dives into deaths caused by medical errors, both nationally and by state, over the past 17 years. Their decline is shown in this animated chloropleth and line chart. West Virginia, Vermont, and North Dakota currently have the highest rates. However, on average, the nation now has half as many deaths due to medical error as it did in 1999. In the final dashboard, all 42 causes of death are categorized by preventability and are shown at the national level in theme river charts. The left chart depicts each cause of death by its color, displaying the cause of death with the highest mortality rate at the bottom of the chart. The right chart takes the same causes of death and colors and sorts them by preventability category. By highlighting an area on the right chart, the matching causes are filtered on the left chart. The most preventable category, deaths caused directly by the actions of people, including accidents, criminal acts, and medical errors, is at the top of the river. This category is the smallest of the three, but has been rising in recent years mainly because of the influx of accident-related deaths. The second most preventable category pertains to causes of death related to lifestyle. This category includes heart disease, stroke, pulmonary disease, and diabetes. It's seen the most significant decrease of all three categories. The final category includes those causes that are more difficult to prevent, such as cancer, Alzheimer's, and kidney inflammations. This category has remained relatively flat in terms of mortality rate. If the mortalities due to the causes in the two most preventable categories were eliminated, the mortality rate in 2015 would have dropped by more than half, from about 650 deaths to less than 300 deaths per 100,000 people for that year. We hope you've enjoyed the demonstration. Thank you.